All right, settle in. Let me tell you a bedtime story. But fair warning, this one's got murder, motorcycles, and a woman who made Miami look like a war zone while wearing diamonds. Colombia, 1975. Picture this. A tiny woman walks into a nightclub in Miami. She's 5'2", maybe 120 pounds soaking wet, wearing an elegant black dress and a diamond necklace that could probably pay off your student loans. She orders a whiskey straight up, no ice, because she's not here to play, and she waits. 30 minutes later, 3 men are bleeding out on that nightclub floor. Now, before you go thinking this was some crime of passion or a bar fight gone wrong, let me stop you right there. This was business. Cold, calculated, professional business. Because this woman, her name was Griselda Blanco, and she didn't just play the cocaine game, she basically wrote the rulebook, while everyone else was still trying to figure out how to move product across borders. While Pablo Escobar was still a small-time smuggler trying to make a name for himself, Griselda had already built an empire pumping $80 million into Miami per month. Let that sink in for a second. That's over $250 million in today's money. Every single month. She pioneered smuggling techniques that cartels still use today. She allegedly ordered hits on over 200 people. And I'm talking about doing it with the kind of cold efficiency that would make a chess grandmaster nervous. She invented the motorcycle assassination. You know, those drive-by shootings on motorcycles you see in movies. Yeah, that was her. But here's the part that makes this story absolutely wild. She started with nothing. No family connections to cartels. No drug lord boyfriend backing her up. Just a kid from the slums of Medellín who looked around at the poverty and violence and said, "You know what? I'm not doing this poverty thing. I'm gonna be rich or I'm gonna be dead, but I'm definitely not staying poor." And for 2 decades, she turned Miami into her personal kingdom, leaving behind a trail of bodies, billions of dollars, and a legend so insane that when Jennifer Lopez signed on to play her in a movie, people were like, yeah, that actually tracks. So how does a girl from the absolute bottom of society become the most feared woman in the entire cocaine trade? How do you build a drug empire when literally everyone underestimates you because you're a woman in the most violent boys' club on the planet? And how do you stay alive when your rivals want you dead? The cops want you in prison. The DEA wants to make an example out of you. And even your own people might sell you out for the right price. Let's talk about the Black Widow, the cocaine godmother, the woman who made Miami bleed. Griselda Blanco was born in 1943 in Cartagena, Colombia. Gorgeous Caribbean coast, colonial architecture, the whole postcard thing. But she didn't grow up anywhere near the nice parts. By age 3, her family moved to the slums of Medellín. And when I say slums, I don't mean we had to clip coupons and budget carefully. I mean no running water, no electricity, dirt floors, corrugated metal walls, and basically survival mode 24/7. Her mom was allegedly a sex worker. Her dad, not in the picture, Griselda grew up watching her mother struggle and scrape by, and somewhere in that tiny, brilliant, damaged brain of hers, she decided she'd rather die than live like that. By age 11, she was already running with street gangs, picking pockets, small-time cons, learning that in her world, you were either the predator or the prey. And Griselda, she chose predator. Now here's where her origin story gets dark. And honestly, it sounds like something out of a movie villain's backstory. According to legend and look, some historians debate whether this actually happened or if it's part of her mythology. At 13 years old, she allegedly kidnapped a child from a wealthy neighborhood, held the kid for ransom, and when the family couldn't pay up, she shot him herself. 13 years old. Now, we don't know for sure if that's true, but here's what we do know. By her teenage years, Griselda Blanco had fully embraced violence as a tool. Not because she was a sadist, though not going to lie, she definitely had a cruel streak, but because in her world, violence was currency. It was how you survived. It was how you climbed. At 17, she met a small-time forger named Carlos Trujillo. They got married, had 3 kids, and together they started running scams and cons around Medellín. Fake documents, counterfeit money, petty theft, small potatoes. But here's the thing, Griselda was smarter than Carlos, way smarter, and she was more ambitious, and she absolutely, definitely had more guts. The 1970s rolled around, and cocaine was exploding in America. Studio 54, disco, Wall Street. Everyone with money was suddenly snorting lines like it was going out of style. Colombia had the coca leaves. America had the cash and the desperate noses. All you needed was someone crazy enough or smart enough to connect the dots. Griselda saw the opportunity immediately. Carlos saw the risk. So she divorced him, took the kids, and moved to Queens, New York, where she started building connections with Colombian suppliers and American distributors. She was in her early 30s, a single mother with 3 young boys, working in a world dominated by violent men who didn't take her seriously. Biggest mistake they ever made. Griselda started small, moving kilos in suitcases, using mules, the standard boring methods. But she quickly realized something. The standard methods had standard problems. Too slow, too many people involved, too easy to get caught. So she innovated. She designed custom lingerie with secret compartments. I'm talking bras and underwear with hidden pouches that could hold cocaine. She put product in the heels of platform shoes. And remember, this was the 70s, so those heels were like 6 inches tall. Plenty of room. She even created special corsets that could hold up to 7 pounds of pure cocaine, all while looking completely normal under a dress. But her most genius and honestly, most disturbing innovation, body carriers. Griselda recruited young Colombian women, often single mothers desperate for money, and had them swallow pellets of cocaine wrapped in condoms. Like dozens of them. They'd fly to the US, pass through customs looking completely normal, and then, well, nature would take its course a few days later. It was risky as hell. If even one pellet burst, you were dead, but it worked. And it worked brilliantly. Within 2 years, Griselda was moving hundreds of kilos per month. Within 5 years, tons, literal tons of cocaine. And then she made the move that would change everything. She relocated to Miami. If New York was Griselda's training ground, Miami was her empire, her kingdom, her blood-soaked throne. When she rolled into Florida in 1978, Miami was already becoming a major cocaine hub. Close to Colombia, tons of ports and airports, a huge Cuban refugee population who knew how to move product quietly. It was perfect, but it was also competitive. Local dealers had carved up the city, and they weren't exactly thrilled when some Colombian woman showed up acting like she owned the place. So Griselda made them an offer they couldn't refuse. Work with me or die. A lot of them picked option 2, not by choice. Between 1979 and 1983, Miami went through a wave of violence so intense it literally changed the city forever. They called it the cocaine cowboy era, and Griselda was the deadliest cowboy of them all. She pioneered the motorcycle hit, assassins on motorcycles who'd pull up next to your car, unload a submachine gun into your face, and speed off before anyone could even process what happened. It was fast, efficient, terrifying, and very Griselda. Her enemies started dropping like flies. Rival dealers, informants, anyone who looked at her sideways. She didn't just kill people, she made examples of them. Bodies showed up in car trunks, floating in hotel pools, dumped in the middle of busy intersections during rush hour. The message was crystal clear. This is Griselda's city now. Fall in line or fall down dead. At her peak, the Blanco organization was smuggling over 3,400 pounds of cocaine into the United States per month. Her operation was generating an estimated $80 million monthly, over $250 million in today's money. She bought mansions, Ferraris, jewelry that could fund a small country. She threw parties that Miami's elite killed to attend. And yeah, some people probably literally did. But paranoia was her constant shadow. She trusted no one, not her dealers, not her enforcers, not her lovers. She'd allegedly test people's loyalty by setting up fake betrayal scenarios just to see if they'd turn on her. If they failed, they disappeared permanently. Her personal life was equally chaotic. After Carlos, she married Alberto Bravo, one of her early partners. That marriage ended when she suspected him of skimming money. According to reports, they had a confrontation in a Colombian parking lot. They both drew guns, and she shot him dead. She took a bullet to the shoulder, but walked away. Alberto didn't. Then she married Dario Sepulveda and had her 4th son, whom she named, and I'm not joking, Michael Corleone Blanco. Yes, like the Godfather, because subtlety was never really Griselda's thing. That marriage also ended in blood. When Dario tried to take Michael and flee to Colombia, Griselda had him assassinated. You don't take her kid. You just don't. Her other 3 sons weren't doing much better. They were in the business, living the fast life, but they were also becoming targets. The problem with building an empire on violence has a way of coming home to roost. By the mid-1980s, the walls were closing in. The DEA had been building a case for years. Her rivals were getting bolder. Miami was getting too hot. So in 1984, she fled to California, trying to lay low and run her empire remotely. It didn't work. February 17, 1985. A quiet suburban house in Irvine, California. Dawn is breaking, and DEA agents are about to have the best day of their careers. They stormed the house with a tactical team, full SWAT gear, battering ram, the works. Griselda Blanco, the woman responsible for hundreds of murders and billions in cocaine, was found hiding in a bedroom. No dramatic shootout, no Mexican standoff, just over. They sentenced her to 15 years for drug trafficking. Honestly, kind of a bargain for an empire built on blood and powder. But Griselda wasn't done causing chaos. While she sat in federal prison, Florida prosecutors were building a murder case. They had witnesses, evidence. They were going to nail her for at least 3 murders, probably more. And then something absolutely bonkers happened. The lead prosecutor's secretary had been sleeping with one of Griselda's hitmen. I'm not making this up. The woman taking notes on the case to take down Griselda Blanco was romantically involved with someone from Griselda's organization. When this came out, the entire case imploded. Evidence was compromised. Witnesses became unreliable. It was a legal catastrophe. Did Griselda orchestrate it from prison? Was it dumb luck? We'll probably never know. But it's very on brand for her to somehow manipulate the system, even from behind bars. Eventually, they did convict her on 3 murder conspiracy charges, 20 more years on top of her drug sentence. She sat in prison through the 90s and into the 2000s. The world outside changed completely. The Medellín cartel rose and fell. Pablo Escobar got killed. The cocaine trade evolved. And Griselda became a ghost story, a legend criminals told each other in whispers. In 2004, they released her. 19 years served. She was 61 years old, and they immediately deported her back to Colombia, back to Medellín, back to where it all started. 3 of her 4 sons had been murdered in drug-related violence. Her empire was gone, her money seized or spent. She was basically broke, and for 8 years she lived quietly, just an old woman in a modest house. No drama, no violence, a ghost of the terror she once was. Until September 3, 2012, Griselda was outside a butcher shop when 2 men on a motorcycle pulled up. They shot her twice in the head. She died instantly. The method? A motorcycle hit, the exact technique she'd pioneered decades earlier. The poetic justice was almost too perfect. The cocaine godmother, killed by her own invention. She was 69 years old. So what do we make of Griselda Blanco? She was a monster, full stop. She ordered the deaths of hundreds of people. She flooded cities with cocaine that destroyed countless lives. She was ruthless, paranoid, and violent. But she was also undeniably brilliant. In a world that told her she was nothing, because she was poor, because she was a woman, because she came from nowhere, she built one of the most powerful criminal empires in history. She outsmarted law enforcement for decades. She pioneered techniques that changed the drug trade forever. The men who ran the cartels, Pablo Escobar, the Ochoa brothers, all of them, they respected her. Some feared her because she played the game better than almost anyone. Was she a hero? Absolutely not. But was she a force of nature? Without question. Her story is a reminder that ambition without morality is dangerous. That intelligence without conscience is terrifying. And that sometimes the most powerful people are the ones you never see coming until it's too late. The cocaine godmother didn't just make history. She made it at gunpoint, on her terms, and left a trail that Miami and the world will never forget. Sweet dreams.